Get out.
Monkey.
Hey, monkey. What's up, everyone? Good evening.
Oh, it's on.
My name is Frank Castle.
Whatever. Whatever. Yeah,
and I'm your
let's
Sorcerer Supreme right here each and every Saturday night on YouTube. This is Fearless. And I am joined by my co-host and etherical translator, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Again, there's technical difficulties.
There's the funny one,
like
though.
6 minutes before we try to get online.
That was the funniest thing. I go, oh, look,
yeah.
We sat down all comfortable. Everything was up and on. And then I go, nothing's working again. Then I go, wait. The video's working. The audio's not working. And then I started singing everything. I couldn't take it. And then it just turned into laughter, which was good. Which was really good. I'm glad to see you. I am. Welcome to the show, Fearless family.
3 minutes.
I salute you.
3 minutes before he was like, I can't take it. This always happens.
I only did one. I can't take it.
This is no fun for me.
Imagine this.
Yeah.
So
Whatever.
all right.
Okay.
You back?
I'm back.
You ready?
I was here all the time.
Yeah,
I was just sitting here waiting.
I was not making Frank laugh at all.
No, not at all.
Paul has developed this incredibly funny sense of humor, like off the wall.
It is what it is, Frank.
You would not expect some of the humor to come out of her that does, and I love it. Love it so much.
Can handle it.
So, how you doing?
Today I'm good. Today good. No, I'm good. Nothing. No attacks.
There she goes, summing it up in just a word.
No attacks. I'm good.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good.
Today was a good day. You know why it was a good day? Because you slept out. You had to sleep at your mom's the night before. So then last night Frank slept home. So we were like kids. We were so excited because we got to spend the whole night together. It's like we were being silly.
So it got crazy here for a little bit. In the Bronx, as you well know. I hope everyone's staying safe. You know, I want to have fun, but you know, there's crazy stuff going on right now.
There's a lot of crazy. There's a curfew.
Yeah, 8 o'clock curfew.
Everyone has to be in.
I don't remember what night it was. It was last week. It was after the show last week, but I was in the backyard and they rioted on Morris Park.
Oh yeah, your mom's house. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. And
then they all got together and it didn't happen again.
Right on my corner, they smashed all the windows in the stores. I'm talking. It's not. It's a small block, right? So you're right there on top of them, and the windows were broken, and there was some graffiti. It was pretty nasty. However, after being down there, I don't know who was paying for it, but somebody brought boards on a giant truck. Right, it looked like a construction truck.
What, to board up the windows?
To board your windows. So all the stores on the avenue are boarded up, except I think the convenience stores that are like 24 hours, or the smoke shop, which is the funniest thing to me. But the greatest thing about being in the Bronx is that we might yell at each other and say nasty things to each other sometimes, but I've never was so happy to see Italian guys, Irish guys, Asian
the whole
guys,
community get
black
together,
guys, Puerto Rican guys, all hanging out in front of the Arab store, the Middle Eastern
protecting the store,
protecting his store. I mean, I have some pictures up. I don't know if I put the Morris Park pictures up, but there's like hundreds of people out on the avenue.
Yeah,
people were standing there with baseball bats.
Well, they were doing that in all the neighborhoods now. Like, just the people are coming out and protecting their neighborhood. You know,
it's so weird. I lost sight of the entire country or the entire world for that matter, when it happened down the block.
It did.
I forgot.
We did, because
like what everybody else was concerned with, like it just all went away. I remember going out at 3 a.m. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and then I was smoking. I look up, and I'm like, there's helicopters.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they
you
were
said
in
that.
threes. So there's one with a giant spotlight coming down right over my house. So it was like one, then another one would loop in, and then the third one from over here. And then you started hearing, I couldn't tell at one point if they were shooting fireworks at the helicopters, because I thought that was weird. I mean, you can't really reach them, but you would hear boom, 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 pop, 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 pop. I'm like, whoa. Like, the difference between.
Oh, really? You heard a gunshot?
Oh, it was going for like an hour. So I went back into my house because I couldn't take it no more.
The night the helicopters were circling, though, I heard them here. And you said they were coming over on our side of the parkway.
Yes.
I'm sure they're doing patrols. That's what I said. The drones are next because it'll be cheaper, right? Making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes. Well, they would say, they'll defund your police department and bring in drone operators or something. I don't know. So it's something different. And then it
has to be cheaper than the gas for a helicopter, right? I mean, they're just like patrolling every couple of days now.
I don't even know.
It's
I don't
weird.
know how cheap it is to fly a drone, like that kind of a drone, and then to pinpoint people. But they're doing it old school over here, and it was very impressive to see it finally going down. Everyone hanging out and nobody was wearing masks. Nobody. And I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. Only because we were sick. Right, like in what was it, October?
Yeah, 2019.
So in 2019, I wouldn't really wish this on anyone. It was pretty bad. You go out into crowds like that, and then it happens again. Now, I'm not trying to scare you off. There is propaganda galore going on around here. I'm not 100% quite sure about everything, but some really cool stuff happened in between all of this messy. Right. So I just want to give some more shout outs, be general a little bit, and then I want to get into it.
Okay.
Shout outs to Expanded Understanding, Aaron and Zach, Space Jesus, and shout outs to KG Sons. Right. We they have the Expanded Understanding podcast, the channel, and many people do shows on here on the platform.
Like it.
So it's not just Aaron and Zach. There's a whole bunch of people. And the community that it's creating, it's like jacking up the community. So while all this is going on, there's like destruction in community and all kinds of weird stuff happening. And then there's like a come out and come together.
Bonding. Yeah.
We've been in this nonstop. Well, they've been in, I've already, we're doing it. And then it's just building one top for another on top of another, and people are starting to show up. I'm seeing people do shows. I'm seeing
get together and meet. Get together all across the country and meet each other.
There's all kinds of new chat rooms and things going on. Video, like today, Robert Hawley was with Angela Miller, and Robert was doing his meditations. Man, this is becoming way more.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, and
it's such a beautiful thing.
I love it.
Love will conquer fear. Absolutely. And I'm just impressed by everyone.
Yeah,
that's sticking to the model of let's do this.
Yeah, and sticking together,
Yeah, and it's really crazy. So one of the things I was doing was following on Twitter, the Twitter handles of the people that were like protesting and going crazy. I was like, oh, let me look into this a little bit. And one of the coolest things was "Don't go down Morris Park," written like 5 times. It's white people and cops with assault weapons and bats. They're just waiting for us. Now, today, the Hells Angels, apparently, just by showing up, averted a giant.
Really?
Oh, yeah, in California. They said, Antifa said one thing, and then the Hells Angels responded by saying, well, we'll meet you there. And then no one showed up.
No one showed up.
Right? So, good.
And then other parts of the country, there's peaceful protesting going on. Like my family lives in Pennsylvania. Some of them, and all of the protesting there has been pretty quiet, peaceful.
When you spoke to them, did they have
no curfew? All
right, so they had no curfew. But did they have an idea of what was going on elsewhere?
They did because they watching the news.
Right.
But they were under the impression they didn't realize that Morris Park had gotten hit first, because I had to tell them. They were like, "Oh, everyone's out," and I was like, "Now," but it did get hit first. Then everyone came out, and then everyone in other neighborhoods started coming out.
Yes,
which was good. But yeah, it's different there. They're just peaceful.
I saw Tremont Avenue and a few of the other places over there packed. Packed with people right now.
Well, we went for our walk the other day, and we needed to get bread for dinner. So Frank said, "Let's go for a walk. We'll get bread." And couldn't get bread on our side of the parkway. And Frank said, "Let's walk across the parkway. We'll go see if anything's open to get a loaf of bread." And I said, "No, not doing it. Not doing it. Me and you together walking down the street, not doing it. Not doing it. We'll take a walk on our side of the parkway in the residential area, but we are not walking where there are groups of people because it's not safe, because it just takes one person to do something stupid."
You know, here's the thing. You're punching and breaking windows. You're hitting women, it's like, children, animals,
shop owners, like the pet shop got hit.
Old men.
All the animals were gone. They protested and they stole all the animals. Now you got to worry about all those animals that are not being cared. Or are they being cared for?
And
is everything okay? Who knows?
Cops. I'm not giving them a problem tonight, but I'm just gonna say.
Oh no, I mean
they shoved an old man. I saw that. So there's a whole bunch of other things that happen. They're shooting rubber bullets at people's faces. All I'm going to say is when you come out and riot, you're going to breathe the worst in both sides. But what you're going to really see when you pull back and you're aware of this, you're just going to see a group of shitty people acting like shitty people. Then you're going to see the ones, you'll actually see this. You'll see the ones protesting that are like, yo, I've had enough. And you know what? I've had enough too.
Right.
I agree with you. But then you'll see someone break something and smash something. And then you'll see a cop punch someone. And you're like, shitty person, shitty person, shitty person. Right. You're just using the excuse to be a dick.
Right.
But you don't have to.
And you have the power at that moment to change the outcome of that situation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, why is there peaceful protesting other places? People aren't animals.
I think they're busing in people and they're paying them, and then that's starting the dummies in the area that they show up in. Dare I say absolutely. The NPCs, where people so thick that you really you're ignorant across the board. So you just don't understand. You just don't have that a way to understand. You're like, somehow me smashing a window and taking a TV has something to do with some guy that was killed by a cop on TV, and somehow it affected you that you just stole the TV and smashed a window. I don't understand how we get anything out of that. Although I do understand sometimes the system needs to be completely torn down and rearranged. But this is it's kind of a
private shop owner doesn't have to pay for that.
Yeah, like
shouldn't have to pay for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, you see people and they all right, they bait you as a race thing, but guys, we got to get over the race thing. I'm gonna just tell you right now, culture's not your friend. McKenna was right. It's not your friend. It's cute. It's nice. You got some cool music. You got some great food. You got some da-da-da. But when you start that separation stuff,
yeah.
Oh, well, you, and then you can't do that no more. Because I said this last night when I was on Christie's show.
Yeah, give her a shout out.
Shout outs to well, I guess you would just have to go to her face. It's up on my Facebook page, Christy Bellick. She's a comedian and she's also a shaman. And I completely forgot my point. Thank you. But I did get the promotion out.
You got time, you remember.
We have to pull away from the race thing because you want ETs. Here I go. I remembered. So you want ETs and you want I don't know, all kinds of weird outer space stuff and inner space stuff and portals and all that, but you still want to be degrading to a color of the skin.
But you want to see everything that's out there.
But you want to see everything that's out there.
But you want to hate what's here. Accept what's here.
So we
have this start looking at it.
We have this weird thing on the planet, right? Look at that. Murder it. Like,
yeah, look at it. Let's kill it.
Yeah. It'd be great if I hung its head on my wall. It's
sad.
We can't do that. There are just shitty people in every group of people.
Yeah, that do shitty things, and it's just the way it is.
Shitty people do shitty things.
Mm-hmm.
Scumbags are in every group, in every society, in every piece. Okay. So we can't wipe out the whole, throw the baby out with the bathwater with every race due to the fact of a few shitty people. What we need to do is just say, okay, shitty people over here. And that's it. Then from there, we'll work our way. Because I'd love to kick a couple of them right in the crackers. I've seen shit recently that my mind is blown. When you start throwing old people on the floor and beating up store owners, when you see thugs hitting women with 2x4s, and you're just like, really, where is this getting you? Is this getting you revenge? Is this revenge for something? Wait. Reparations of some kind? You do know white slavery and Irish slavery was just as big, if not bigger at times. And then slavery in Egypt and slavery everywhere. Slavery since the beginning of time. Paul, how long has slavery been going on?
Forever, since the beginning of time. Since there was something to trade.
There was like
you had something to trade,
right?
There was,
for sex.
Yeah.
And then that. All right. So if you want to meet people that look like Shiva or little green men or grays,
you gotta love
that are good guys, or reptilians or something, you got to start losing the attitude towards the other cultures, because you're going to meet these other cultures and then they're going to say something or do something, and you're going to go, well, so now green skin, and and you're like this, hey, leather face. Like, you can't start doing stuff like that. This is the way to not bring them in. This is the way to not move forward. It is the way to not ascend properly. So if we start letting go of that and started, all right. So when I met the reptilians for the first time, what did I say? I said, man, it'd be so much better if we could work together and be friends. That'd be great. And I was like comparing this to like a Han Solo and Chewbacca thing. Like, dude, we can make like an awesome team. And they were like, no, we're
here to dominate you.
We're here to dominate you and eat you and whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, but it would be better the other way.
Exchange information.
Well, nobody likes that guy. The guy that comes in to eat the babies, right? No, we don't like him. Oh, and you smell, so get away. But I tried right away to put my hand out, not due to fright.
No,
due to
being welcoming. Amazing. Yeah, I have information. I'm sure you have information. Let's share information. And then,
yeah, they're frightening, just like everything else is frightening. Guess what? I've sat with the Satan energy and just talked. And it was like, I'm not going to do nothing to you. I was like, you're going to try something? If not, I got some words. And they were like, I got words too. And then we talked. And I was like, oh, you're not really that scary, but not that scary that I call upon you to be doing something stupid. I wouldn't do that. But I'm getting used to looking at you, just like I got used to looking at Source, just like I got used to looking at Shiva. It's not crazy anymore. It's kind of cool, right? Mm-hmm. You get like, yo, my friend is pretty cool. Check this guy out. He's got a tail. He's got kind of horns and resembles the devilish look, but he's the awesomest guy. And he acts like Jim Carrey in The Mask, but a good guy. You'd be like, oh, I want to see this guy. And he comes in, he's 12 foot tall, and he kind of hangs out and he shows you how to meditate and do crazy shit. Do you want that? Or and med beds? Or do you want to turn this into a war? Right? Look what they've been doing the whole time. The gods and all these deities and weirdos, they've all eaten at one time or another people or some kind of being that's conscious, fully aware, so they had to stop doing that to get to the position that they were in inside their conscious connection. Conscious connections. Give me this thing. Fuck out of here.
You want it? Here, just ask me.
I love you guys so much. I'm in a really good mood right now.
I can tell.
No, because you wound it up and you pulled the string on the toy, and now it's
official.
You're
ready to go. Okay.
It's official.
All right.
So
this is what I do.
I hope you guys have been staying safe. I hope you are
acknowledge the donation. Very sweet.
Peter, thank you so much. The real looters of the oligarchy. Well,
thank you so much.
Too, but don't be a slave to them, but love them. Correct. Even those that consider themselves the oligarchy, the 1%, they don't really have a like that internal thing that can make them grow into something epic. They like kind of cut that cord and went the other way a little bit, a lot of it, right? They don't have, I'm trying to find the word. Like if you try to take me, you wouldn't get me, right? I will fight you to the end. They kind of just slivel up and kind of go into the corner and do it. You fall into the ball, but these are the powerful men, right? They're not the warriors of old anymore, which kind of bothers me when I look at these decrepit people talking about what we should do and how it's our fault or it's their fault, and they're doing this and doing this.
Right.
I'm kind of like, get these people out of here. No backbone. No. They're the ones that'll stand behind and yell, yeah, punch him in the face.
Incite it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't like
incite a
those people.
situation.
It's
a pot stirrer.
Yeah, I'm stirring the pot tonight.
Yeah.
Well, did you stir the pot last week? Yes.
Yeah, I did. And then I left and then I caused trouble.
So, Peter, I'm assuming too that the stimulus checks, the oligarchy was also robbing us because they were having their funds cut off. So while we got $1,200 and I still didn't get my check, and I paid my fucking taxes again, right? I've been paying my taxes like a champ. Nothing yet. But that $1,200 that came to us, these other big conglomerates of sort were getting massive money.
Oh, the proposed amount for U.S. citizens dropped. The proposed amount and what they issued, I think it was like a tenth of what they issued, what they were proposing.
I like when they say we should propose for every month, $2,000.
No, wasn't it originally like $23,000 a person or something like that?
Yeah, then it dropped to $10,000 a month for a household.
And then it kept dropping. Yeah, it's just whatever. It's I paid my taxes with it.
And then by the time it got to the kids, it was only $500 a kid.
Yeah, if you made under $75,000 a year,
if you made under
in a household, I think. So if you made more than that, you didn't get anything. I don't think you get anything. I think that's it. I know it kept changing. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. What else do you want to talk about?
Don't do that.
Why?
Because I'm not done and we're in the middle of a protest and I'm protesting you.
Oh, you're still talking about protest? All right,
no.
Protesting. Okay. I did my taxes. I owe $4. You make sure you write that check.
They showed up for pennies on some guy that owned a car wash.
Oh yeah, they came
for pennies and they took him away. I was like, damn, I would have just thrown everything in my pocket at you. And then ran around a car. You can't catch me.
That's what they do. And then you go to jail for $4.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they voted themselves a $39K raise while we got $1,200. It's some bullshit going on, right? So,
yep.
So,
thank you.
They, something gets thrown out there, some kind of bill, stimulus package, this or that, and then they start adding abortion, this, that, and then we should get this inside here, and then all we see is the title, stimulus bill for the individual. Right, we get excited.
The negotiations, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be good, and then you find out that you've been raped over and pillaged again.
The proposed amount was so much more.
And don't worry, the homeless will just sleep on the street. People eat out of garbage cans.
Yeah,
California, you shit in the street.
You're gonna release people from prison that you don't think are deemed harm.
Yeah, but they're releasing
people for the coronavirus. Yeah, terrible people.
Ooh, right. And now wear masks. Go protest.
It's going to be a very different. It's going to be a different society. And when
I was in the bank with a mask on, like a bandit.
I was too. I was too.
I literally had it over with the sunglasses on to pull up. And I was talking to the bank teller.
And you're noticing it, right? Less eye contact among people.
Yeah, everyone's like
less courtesy, no one says hello and please and thank you. Everyone just avoids eye contact and puts their head down and wants to get what they have to get and get done. And it's I don't like it. I don't like it when you can't make eye contact with people and you can't smile and someone can't see you're smiling at them. It's just a strange way to live. Very strange way to live. I don't like it.
And once again, you get people like Congress, right? You're watching them and they got the masks on one day, the masks off the next day, social distancing today, no social distancing tomorrow. Okay, listen, you can't have more than 10 people in your house, but if you're going to go out and you're going to riot and do all that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to wear masks.
No, you're allowed 100 people. It's they have
the rules, the guidelines. Yeah.
It's like, okay, you could go to the beach. You can't sit by yourself, but you could walk the beach. You could jog on the beach. You could swim on the beach, but you can't swim with people on the beach. Like
I don't think we're allowed to go on the beach. I think it's closed. The boardwalk is closed, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or it was. I don't know if they lifted that, but at one time it was. Because remember, I wanted to go and you were like, no, we can't go.
I don't know if this is up or down or up. You know, it's really funny. But while all this was happening, I couldn't help to think at the first time I listened to Alex Jones ever, right? And he was ranting about some stuff, and it made sense to me for a moment, right? Because I was a numbskull, like complete numbskull, right? So I'm like, well, there's got to be something. I know there's conspiracies, Illuminatis, and UFOs. That's pretty much, and some paranormal experiences, right?
Right.
UFOs and ghosts.
A little bit of this, yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then you know, it just starts to fucking break out and get crazy. All right, hold on. I see another.
Thank you.
Linda Light, sending you positive vibes. Thank you so much.
Vibe. Oh, thank you.
It's a bandana mask. That's what I'm wearing. That's why I was calling it the Bandit.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was 80 degrees. What do we? I can't wear the glasses and the mask because my face is so small that and my sunglasses are big because I have to block out the entire sun in my eyes. That when when I have the mask on, it fogs up my glasses and I can't breathe and I can't see. So it's just a horrible situation when I'm wearing the mask. Whatever.
During this time, I would truly suggest for those that want to rise out of a situation as such with what goes on in their head is to take this time and upgrade you. Don't get into the divide and the distractions. Like I wanted to talk about a little bit of it. See, we're like worked up a little bit. We're like, this kind of sucks and everything. And it's like, yeah, we got to walk away from that. Yeah, you got to protect yourself. You got to protect your home. You got to do what you got to do.
You do.
However, you also got to not watch the news.
Yeah.
Separate from it. Take the time for you.
That's what I did. Look, we were in a situation. It was the day after Morris Park got hit. I said to Frank, why don't you sleep at your mom's? I'm good here on our side. I'm fine. I'm holding it down. I got Mary upstairs. I told her not to leave the house after 4:00, not to go outside to touch the garbage or anything. And I said, I got it here. I'm holding it down here. Oh, excuse me.
Now sending you positive vibes.
Oh my God.
You okay?
I think one more. No, good.
You got one more?
No, I think it's good.
Come back to me.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay. So I said to Frank, stay with your mom and pop. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't sneeze just once. It's like 9 times over. It's definitely over 3 each time. So I said, stay with your mom and pop. I'm good over here. We have weapons. Like, all over the apartment, there's like weapons in case there is a home invasion or something like that. So I talked to Frank. I laid out my plan in the event of a home invasion or an attack. Not that I thought anything was going to happen, but just in case to be safe. And, we're right by a train station. I don't know. What if people get off the train station and
we're in a location?
There's nothing to riot here, but anyway. And I told him I have a plan. This is what I have in the house. I already talked to Mary, told her not to, our landlady who's going to be 100. I'm okay. Stay with mom and pop. If they're not feeling safe, make sure you stay there on that, stay at the house. And, Frank was like, okay, that sounds good. I'll see how she's doing. I'll see how, see if she wants me to stay or whatever. But then by that time, the neighborhood had already band together. So Frank was like, Well,
they were threatening to go to the suburbs at that point.
Yeah, and you don't know.
We're going to go local now into people's neighborhoods. And I'm like,
yeah, you don't know.
I was like, Mom, you got 2 arms, 2 legs. You can move up and down and do this. She was like, yeah. I go, okay, get the shotgun. Stay with Grandpa. I'm out. I gotta go home. I gotta go back to Paula. Everybody's got to hold their position down. But while we're doing that, we're trying to, instead of stress the situation, I'm like, once we come in at night, it's almost like we're not paying attention. Like there's people paying attention.
Yeah.
Because we've been at it all day, but at night there's like people outside. They're hanging out, and then they kind of go back onto their property after 8, 9 o'clock, kind of when it gets dark, and they just hang out on the property. That like the guys outside right now playing music.
Yeah, that's
great.
That's what we were doing too. You know, it's scary though. It's like it's hard. You know, like think about it. I mean, everything has to stop at 8 o'clock. Like we ordered dinner tonight.
And just made the cutoff.
And I told Frank, I said, it was 5 o'clock. I said, Frank, if we're going to order dinner, we have to order it now because we have to give them enough time to get here and get back. You know, everyone in the world, everyone in the neighborhood is probably ordering because they want their food by 8 o'clock. You know, and I mean, it's just a little difficult. I feel house weary. You know, but I have to be vigilant, and you know, and it's just a weird, strange time, you know. So like it's just very strange.
For strange times, strange things, right?
Yeah.
So who's been seeing outside of all of this crazy?
Oh yeah.
Things like lightning hitting.
Oh yeah.
What was the building in DC? The giant white obelisk.
What, the National Monument?
Yeah, it was struck by lightning, right? But the lightning was like something intense. The black square thing. Oh, let's see. First of all, thank you so much. Sending you positive vibes. What do you think about the black square thing online? I think it was a dog whistle for them to riot. I'm not sure I think that's where you put the black box over your face.
Oh, I don't know.
And then they wanted everyone to do that. Like they want them to shave their heads now. You want to shave your heads to help racism, but now you look like a Nazi. I can't. It's almost like you're being steered and directed. Okay, you know what? This is what I was going to say before, and it answers this question. It answers a couple other things. I don't personally think people are in charge at this point. I think all the orders coming through social media are AI. Period. I think there's someone that goes, okay, let it out, and then it just goes. Because what I've seen is just, and it's on, hopefully we don't get any tonight, but I've seen some people that just post some nasty stuff or people that say nasty things. And when you look at them, it's almost like there's no one home.
Because it's insightful, right? So they're trying to incite something. It's our neighbors upstairs. I don't know what's going on. It's like they're trying to incite something, you know, and you know, Frank and I talked about this, you know, bad news travels faster than good. So like on social media, especially, you know, if you have negative posts, they repost and forward a lot faster than positive posts. And I think that's that whole fear spiral. And that's what people are eating it up right now.
Also, like what moves things online, right? When someone starts posting and posting, there's so many bots and
absolutely.
And, you know, all right. So I was in one of the rooms the other night. I got to watch when I talk about this because some people might know who this is, but there's a Bronx room, right? Okay. And then in the Bronx room, there's my old producer. He hangs out in this group of people, right? And it's like defending the Bronx or something. Okay. There's a girl from back when I used to do hip hop. This invisible person, Gina, right? That's her name, Gina Forelli. I don't think she's a real person. Now, apparently, people are supposed to know this, that, and the other thing, but I'm watching Gina smash everyone in the room, and then starting something. Wait, and then I'm like, "Yo,
so you don't think
Gina? No, Gina is my old producer. That's his other backup profile that he dances around in the background as a girl, but he's a dude, and he does it on purpose." To be a dick.
I hate when people do that.
So I'm like,
I hate that.
Wait, there's another one too. He has two of them. And then I remember back in the day, we're going back 20 years. So these are the names he used. And then I'm seeing them online.
Right. So you know they're not.
And
real
I'm like,
profiles.
wait a second here.
That's terrible.
This dummy is using a girl to incite stuff with other women to get everyone pissed off in the room. And then he comes back in the post and he's like, everyone's got to have calmer heads right now. Everyone's got to calm down. We're all from the Bronx. We need to stop fighting. And it's like, motherfucker, so you're that girl and that girl and you.
So he incited it on a different profile. Yeah, and then he came in and tried to save the day on his profile.
And I know this guy really good.
That's
and now he's in his 50s now. So it just goes to show the people out there that we're dealing with. So if the people are like that, and he acts like that, we used to call him robot. Why are you acting like a robot? And he'd go, ah. I'm like, you're cold and doing some weird shit. Why do you do stuff like that? And he's just like, I don't know. And then does it again. Just like the AI would. Just reminds me so much of it. And it's been teaching us for a long time. You just don't realize it. It's been floating there, fucking with you, playing games with your mind. You'll be in your dream, hanging out with a bunch of, oh, look, it's angels. And and then all of a sudden they attack you. And then all of a sudden you're like caught up in this nightmarish AI thing. You don't even know it's AI. You're like, the angels are evil. They're attacking me. And then you got people going, well, angels don't exist. It's the AI pretending to be this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, no, they're very real. And it copies them, shows up right when you're about to have your good moment. And then you can be deceived by the false reality. You're pulled right into it. If you're too gullible and you just kind of move through, hey, come inside this room. The party's in here. You run in, they close the door, you're trapped. Got you. Like, that's where this thing is leading us. It's making us beat each other, cause all kinds of problems, and it's just sitting there going, move over to here, go do this, you should do that. I mean, some of these new things. So there's a thing for solidarity, cover yourself in your own feces. I know, but there's pictures of it on my friggin' Facebook, and I wanted to punch everyone who posted it. So they showed a bunch of women covered in their own shit, going, why? I do this to Black Lives Matter and stuff. Like, what? Okay. Either there's a goofy guy out there going, this is going to work great on people because they're dummies and they eat it up, or you got this entity that has been studying us forever going, now's the time to tell them to wipe shit on each other. Watch what they do. You're predictable. And boom, it goes right out. And people are covering themselves in shit because they read something on Twitter or saw a bot page they think is real. And then all of a sudden, all this weird shit's in there. And you're like, well, I guess this is what's happening. Look, the hot chick's doing it. It's got to be real. The hot guy's doing it. This is the AI playing games. I really don't think it's people. I think people latch on and go and do it. And then you look at people that are doing it, the live people, and you're like, you could see it. They look like dummies and idiots. And you're like, what are you doing? Don't you know better? And they're like, well, I kind of thought everyone was doing it. And it's like, no, everyone wasn't doing it. Where'd you read this? What has programmed you? What has got into your mind today that made you do this? Is it a mix of the psychotropic drugs they put us on, right? All the weird shit, the pharmaceuticals,
pharmaceutical side effects. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, did you ever get put on Tamarol?
Oh, no, not it's
not Tamarol.
Tramadol. Yeah, I didn't take it. They prescribed it to me. I didn't take it because of the side effects. Yeah, I know.
Big,
me too.
And then said, don't worry about the side effects. It's like Tylenol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until you read the.
So then they did that with Wellbutrin when I went to anger management.
Oh, Wellbutrin.
Wellbutrin, and then I went on it, and then I felt like I could. The thing that would tell me, the coffee's hot. Don't put your finger in it.
Yeah,
right?
That's what happened to me on it.
The guy that's like, don't put your finger on it. You know better.
Like,
would just go,
right.
I think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Psst, and you're like, yeah.
Me too. Same thing. Like, it didn't matter.
It was like my connection to soul.
Yeah, it was horrible. I had to stop taking it too. They put me on it too.
It was the worst 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was on for a month. I didn't poop for a month.
Damn.
Yeah, it was hard. I told that story a long time ago. I'm not telling it now. But yeah, it numbed me so much. I felt no connection to soul. Yeah. No connection. Like if you were to spit on me, I'd be like, oh, all right.
Yeah, or
like
the thought of like, all right, so you take one of those and you have a drink, and someone disrespects you. You feel they disrespect you. What actually keeps people in a bar not picking up the glass and smashing at someone that's disrespecting them?
Right. And someone said here they made the Wellbutrin made them more aggressive. Yeah. I had a heart, and that was
antidepressants. That's the. Thank you, Marcus.
That was 20.
It was a long time ago, Kevin.
Like 22 years ago. And it was horrible. It was hard. And my grandparents had just passed. So I had gone to see a therapist real quick. and she put me on the Wellbutrin, and it threw my body into such a tailspin being on that type of medication. 30 days I did it, and then I stopped, going to the therapist. And because I was like, I can't do this to my body. It's like I have.
So we're like
It was
lab rats
horrible.
and
Yeah.
test subjects
Yeah.
for these
You know,
Frankenstein
and there are
fuckers.
people that don't know any better. Like, they don't know their body well enough to say, this is not normal. It's not normal to feel this way. This is not, you know, or to question what they're feeling. And you know, it's terrible. It's terrible.
One after another, and we're
Yeah,
comfortable in the same
Kala,
sacred
yeah,
space
same thing.
here. It's happened to a lot of us, right?
Yeah, it
And
was.
we're,
It was
we're
for me. It
okay
was
with
awful.
admitting it. We're like, listen, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, and you know, they were giving it to people because oddly, my aunt was on it for a while, but to quit smoking.
And, all right,
and it's like,
so the AI and the devil that whispers in your ear is etherically sitting right there. It sounds like you when it comes through. Doesn't sound like a robot. It don't do that. It goes, hey Frank, you know, it'd be really cool if you were and then push Paula out of the way. It's like, no, that wouldn't be cool. Who's talking that? Who's saying that? Because that's not me. And then you're like,
yeah,
oh no, okay, that guy is gone. So then whoever's whispering in your ear, if it sounds like you should do that, bro. You know what? Get up and smash your computer. Fuck this place. And then you just get up and do it, and you have no clue what you just did. And you have no problem pushing through it.
Or you do, but you don't care.
Yeah, there's no.
You don't care. There's no.
It's like I had the thought, and then it was happening.
You know, like we were watching that commercial for the depression, and I'm not making fun of medication because I was on depression medication. I'm not making fun of it, but the commercial was, if your depression medication isn't working, you can take this pill and add it to your medication and have a 63% chance of feeling less depressed if you combine it with your depression medication. And I'm like,
oh boy, so you're stacking now, huh?
Yeah, basically like, so the actual medication is not working, so you have to take an additional medication to help that medication work. Like, that's not normal. And you know, I can say it because I was on it. I did it. I did it. I got off the medication. I was on an antidepressant when I met Frank, and after I stopped. I just stopped. I said, you know what?
It's like it's weaponized against you.
I can do this. On my own. Like, it's normal for people to cry.
My doctor
and it's
was
normal
like,
for people to feel sad every now and then. Like, I can get through this.
I said, I just stopped taking it. He
goes,
when I go last week, he goes, so you were on it for 2 weeks and then just stopped? I go, yeah. He goes, did you feel like you were going to kill yourself? And I'm like, nah. Because I had a spark in me of wanting to not kill myself. So I wasn't going to get into it with him.
Yeah.
But I did feel what he was saying. There was no guy that was saying that's not a bad idea. I mean, that's a bad idea or whatever, either good or bad. It just wasn't there. It was just like a solo thought floating. So anything heard, it was like, oh, that must be coming from me, I guess. But I mean, yeah. A lot of us don't have any clue theoretically what's going on.
32 pills a day. 32 pills a day. Yeah. And you're convinced you need every single one at the time, because when I was having the issues with the depression, I would have done anything to feel better. And I didn't realize that if I just changed my environment, I would have felt better. And I'm not making light of it, because there are people that need to be on medication, and that's fine. That's totally fine. And you do what you have to do. But know that every voice in your head is not your own. And when you're okay with that, then you'll understand where things are coming from. So, you know, I said, I can't. I got to do this. I got to do this.
Right.
Without anything.
Wait, I'll get back to you in a second, Michael. I just want to, what is the point of antidepressants when the side effect is suicide? Right. Simple questioning in the upside down will show you that you're in the upside down.
Yeah. I mean, there are teenagers that take acne medication, and the acne medication side effect is suicide. Do you think as a parent I would give my kid anything where the side effect may be suicide?
Or hair medication to bring your hair back that might bring your hair back, but it makes your sexual functions completely stop.
Yeah, so great, you got hair now, but
you can't get a boner.
Yeah,
good luck.
So you should have just shaved your head and got an earring and gotten over it. Do you know what I mean? Like, It is what it is. What are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? You can't make yourself something you're not. I don't understand.
I understand the question.
Oh,
Does
okay.
ayahuasca make alcohol?
Does it
alcohol if it
ferment?
sets for 2 months? No, you can have it for up to a year in your fridge.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it went bad after.
It'll get weaker. This is what you have to do to unweaken that, because I still have that.
That's right.
Giant brew in there.
I don't.
And
know
I have it down to like this much. It's a 250 gram shot.
Yeah. Tell them exactly what to do.
So this is what you do. You take the brew, you throw it back into a pot, and you get it to about 200 degrees for like 10 minutes, and just burn out the bacteria or anything that might be bad in it. But don't boil it. Never, ever, ever boil ayahuasca.
The eye out of it.
Yeah, you burn the actual DMT out of it. But if you get it to the point where you can get the bacteria out of it, which is like a 200 degree temperature, you do that for a few minutes.
Yeah, 180 degrees.
Yeah. And then as soon as that's it, you let it cool off. You're fresh and good to go again. So that'll work. Yeah, because I had in my I had them separate and over here, and I drank this one and mixed it with this one.
Okay.
So don't ever throw it out unless she's like, get rid of it, mother. Unless ayahuasca is telling you, don't drink that. Make it fresh again, right? Don't let it sit that long though either.
No, and like when Frank holds ceremony, he never it's always fresh. Like,
no, that's the ass of everybody else's actually.
Yeah, that he's drinking. That he's drinking. No, because he always makes it fresh. Just to be clear.
No, that's the point of it. Yeah, fresh new starts and new beginnings. So weird stuff happening on top of weird stuff. Who out there? Okay, so taking the time for yourself. Like, I've been eating mushrooms. You're very welcome. And I've been microdosing them almost every day. Right? I was going to do it before the show, but I did it last night and I wouldn't shut up when I was talking to Christy. I was like in a trance almost.
I heard you. I was inside. I heard you.
She was so funny. She says, Frank, one thing, it makes me feel, like we're back, and that you don't shut the fuck up. And I'm like, yeah, and you don't feel bad starting no shit.
Did you let us speak though?
Oh no, we did. Yeah, no, I would stop and I wasn't rude.
Oh, okay.
I just went when she said,
okay,
hey, what do you think about this?
Oh, and okay, you took it as far as it was going to go. Okay.
I love doing that, that. But weirder things have been happening. UFOs in the sky, people witnessing certain things.
Oh yeah, it's like no one's even hiding it now. It's just
it's like all coming out.
It's just pictures everywhere, videos everywhere.
Okay, so that lady that films UFOs coming out of the sun.
Oh, she's got that special camera that does that. What's her name?
I don't remember. Shit, I hate when I do that. I gotta.
She's an older. She's a nice lady. She sounds like a very nice lady.
So she had ships the size of Earth coming out of the sun and then surrounding the sun and sitting.
Wasn't one of those pictures though? Didn't it look like a door, like an actual door that was opening up?
So she's like, look, I watch the sun every day, all the time. It's a giant portal plus it's other things.
I think so too.
They talk about connecting to the grand central sun, which is not our sun, right? So you can go into our sun and come out the grand central sun. What? Right? How crazy is that? It's like wormhole tech.
What do they say about nature? There are no straight lines in nature anywhere. Yeah. And she actually got part of a door. It looked like a door.
It's funny, in the Avengers,
or
Iron
like
Man
a cargo door,
flies the rocket up into the hole. He's like, they weren't just coming from space. They ripped a hole from space where they were right to where we were.
Right.
And they were just dumping out in the Avengers movie. And he goes up and into there. So there's your first. They do this in many movies, but I'm trying to be spectacular. So there you go. You got Iron Man going through one. Men in Black 3 at the end of the movie. Thank you. The reptilians, right? It turns out, I forgot the name of the group, but they're reptiles and they're massively evil looking. connect a wormhole from their area to our area, and they're gonna pour in.
That Draco.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, they fight inside the tunnel. The wormhole in the sun, when I was up there, looked exactly like that. I was standing out there. I guess I had left my body, and I was floating there in my clothes. I looked at the sun, and all those. All right, first of all, the sun is so huge; it's ridiculous, right? So a hole in the sun that has a black spot in it where you could look into it. You're like, what is that going on over there? That's like Earth sized, moon size, Jupiter size. Like it just gets crazy. And I'm looking in, and it's like looking down an alley, and I see ships coming, and the sun just goes from you where you can see the black, and you're like, oh look, there's something going on right there. And you look into it, and it opened again, and here comes a fleet. And the sun just opens in an area, and they come flying out just like that. And I'm going, holy shit, it works. It's a transport system. It's not actually, this is why I'm like, it's an electric universe. The sun's not putting off. I was standing there that way. And then when I was on the ship, when I was in the sphere, we were right next to it. It was like, oh, we should pull up to the sun. And I'm like, and they're like, no, it's okay. And the sphere is like recharging. And I'm going, why are we not burning? They're like, well, it's not giving off fire. And I'm like, it looks like it's giving off fire.
So do I sometimes.
Yes, you're giving off fire because you're
not right now.
So we have all these weird things happening with celestial objects. You have comets. You got another one coming in. They said it's the size of the Empire State Building.
Asteroids.
Comets and asteroids and meteors. And then you have them exploding as they're coming by. And then right before that occurs, naturally we get blitzed with bullshit saying, could it be the end of the earth? Then movies with the end of the earth and destruction when meteors hit and everything. You know why that happens? Because if you watch that and believe in it and they know it's coming, you can become the magnet to that and pull it right to you. Did you know that? As a collective group in fear of something that might come out of the sky, if you keep thinking about it, it's going to happen. You draw that to you. So they design it in a way, right, to make it dark and evil while these amazing things are occurring.
Right.
Okay, so the veil is lifting and we're moving into a new position in a new place. There's been a lot of clarity of thought for myself, even though some days I don't know what the fuck is going on. But my thoughts, me, inside is still kind of fresh. Not like old Frank was always clogged and cluttered like a clump of fat meatball.
Foot detox.
Right? With you in the little middle. And you're like, look, it's a fat little meatball. Now I'm on the outside of the meatball. And you can't even tell I'm a meatball. I'm just Professor X in it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Okay, so with that comes some new stuff. This is what I've witnessed. I've had a few leading up to this telepathic moments with you. I've done some stuff with Aaron, Andrew Sly, shout outs.
A lot of people.
Yeah, like where it's been tested and
Robert
done.
Hawley, it happened to.
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Robert, shout outs to Robert Hawley. So the other night, all this crazy was going on. I just sat here. I did the foot detox again.
Detox? Yeah.
So the foot detox, you put this thing in the water. Would you like to describe this?
It's an ionizer. It ionizes the water and it pulls it detoxes your organs through the pores in your feet.
And people will deny this in writings and say it's bullshit. It's
the most wonderful thing in the world. It really is.
When you go to the salon, it's what is it, $40?
When you go to like a rehab or a therapy place, it's like $40 an hour. Or no, $40 for half an hour.
And a half an hour is one.
It might be more
session.
now. That was a long time ago when I went. Yeah, it's one session. 30 minutes is one session.
Now you have the machine in your home, and it says this stuff will clean out it does
all
stuff
of your
to
organs,
your organs.
Yeah. It pulls all of the toxic waste out of your system, basically.
And people will deny and say, no, it's fake, it's bullshit. I'm like, all right, let's do it. she's very hype on this, so I'm going to put my feet in this water. Now, we talked about the first couple of times I did it. It was insanely awesome. Well, the other night I did it again. I sat there and I was
every
like,
2 days.
I'm going to do a couple of sessions.
Yeah.
So I was on my second or third session, and I think it was the third session. And then I Epsom salted myself for the last
That's what we do
session.
now. After the detox, we do just a plain foot soak with Epsom salt.
You go from a little dried out, maybe, but you feel amazing. My teeth, it feels like it's killing the bacteria in my mouth and charging me with all this great stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm kind of like, and I was watching all stupid shit. I was watching History on the Alien movie, which I should have never watched because I've gotten used to those characters now.
Yeah.
They don't scare me the way they used to when I was younger. And I can discuss with them just as well as I discuss with anything else. So I love telling them to leave because those beings are real. That's why they're pushing this agenda, the alien agenda. And by the way, something that we watched the new Alien movies together.
Oh yeah, Frank was very excited because I watched
Alien Covenant and Alien
whatever the next one was.
Prometheus.
It was Prometheus, Alien Covenant,
or some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, check this out. So the bald guys from the movie make the black goo, right? And then they were going to come to Earth and kill everyone there because they were just over their creation. They didn't like them. So on the way, something happened where it got released and it messed them up. So they had that problem. So the humans show up years later, find the ship, but they bring the AI with them, David, right? Then David goes on this little thing. Now they're still not the traditional aliens yet, right? So as we're watching it, we're watching different kind of things occur. And David's explaining in the second movie how he's been playing after he killed the humans.
Oh yeah, how
he
turns
been
genetically modifying these
aliens, and then goes back to the bald guys, the progenitus planet, drops the black goo on them, and then goes and takes the human ship. So I'm like, wait a second. So the aliens from Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, those aliens were created by the AI itself,
right? Which is the irony.
Yes, and we created the AI.
Right.
Then we find the progenitors, and they had the black goo, and then the AI takes the fucking black goo and makes aliens from it. It's already a virus, but it makes the ultimate predator. Crazy. Just crazy. So I'm sitting there digging into this shit. So as I'm digging into it, they're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, how he's still alive in the books, right? So he's in Predator. So they're combined together.
You said,
remember, they're all in the same universe.
We're gonna watch all of them.
So I'm like, wow, it's all combined. It's all great. Yeah, because the next ones were Alien vs. Predator that we were gonna watch.
Right.
So they said, well, Dutch is really 80-something, 88 years old. But what happened was they had to bring him back after the Predator movies, and they had caught one of them. They find out that they're genetically modifying themselves with the greatest warriors they can find and defeat on every planet in every galaxy. So they send
so they're morphing into these
other things as they go, and they're getting bigger and stronger
and smarter.
Their fucking armor, their skin, it's not even armor. Their skin is bulletproof. Like it's acid proof. It's all kinds of proof or whatever. So the humans are like, what the fuck? How are we going to fight these next rounds of guys? Because they're like 12 feet tall. And then the next set of guys are like 15 feet tall. And they're like, what are we going to do? So they're like, well, we're going to have to genetically modify ourselves. And I'm like, what? So they modify Schwarzenegger, and he goes back to 40 years old at 88 or some shit, and starts hunting predators down as the human that hunts the predator because he has the predator DNA. And I'm going, oh my gosh, this is all combining into what's really happening out there. Okay, now that's just what I was watching and putting together. So that was my preface. Right? So as I'm relaxing into all those thoughts, and at the same time thinking to myself, I got to repel these things because they show up here when I'm down. That's when they roll. So I'm thinking of how to do that, and I'm blocking everything out. I light my candle. I got some sage. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Boom. I start hearing voices like a broadcast transmission here. Well, I was going to do a short show tonight, and then just to talk about this, because this might get me some negative press, but I don't care. I already told you what it is.
You gotta say what you gotta say.
And that's the point of the whole thing. I just gotta kind of get it out there, and then that's it. I don't care what anyone else does with the information. I know what I have to do with the information. So talking was going on from a character that was standing off to my side, and I could hear him. It was etheric, so it was a split screen where I'm here watching the screen, and what I'm like, whoa. And then I'm hearing this broadcast as if it's a guy standing right here talking, but he's not talking directly to me. He's talking to like a whole bunch of people, and he's preparing something to go on. So I keep going, oh, okay, so I guess I'm really high tonight, and I'm kind of pushing it off to the side. I'm like, we're going to get this out of here. I'm kind of watching this, and I got to pay attention so I can do my thing. We're just going to push this out. And then it comes back again. So I'm like, wow, I wonder what this guy's talking about. So all I do is look at the side split view, and I'm sitting on that side now. And I'm like looking at this guy, and he's setting up a stage, and I'm right there. It looks like, what do they call it, in the round?
Yeah.
When someone's like just sitting
in the
there.
round, yeah.
So the stage wasn't spinning or nothing, but he was standing there. He had a giant robe on. He was preparing for someone to come out. He was getting everyone calm and centered. So I was like, yeah, that's cute. And he looks at me, and he's like, are you paying attention? And then the whole thing just focused on me, like, whoop. And I'm like, hello? Is this real? And they're like, yeah. Are you paying attention? I'm like, whoa. Time out. Let's see what's going on here. I stop the show. I sit back. He brings out, all right, he had a list of things he was discussing, of things to come. And he said, so someone's going to come out and discuss what the next part of the plan is, where we're at and what's about to happen. Right. So I'm going, wait a second. This is real. I keep saying it. All right. No judgment zone here, fellas and boys and girls. So Trump walks out. And
this is in your experience.
Yes.
Okay.
He comes right out, and he's standing there, and it's him the way he looks all the time. And he goes, how you doing? How you doing? He greets everyone. And then I go, is this fucking real? And he looks right at me. He goes, hey, come up here. And I'm like, no. I don't want nothing to do with this. So he goes, no, you got to come up here. And then he goes, Frank, come here. And I'm like, what? And he goes, come on. You don't remember? Welcome to the team. You don't remember that. And I'm looking at the crowd, and as I look at the crowd, I see a bunch of people I know, right? Beings from here, humans. And I see light beings and light warriors. I see Arcturians, Pleiadians, whatever, just mixed in, but it's not that big of a crowd.
Right.
As big as it wasn't that big. So it was almost like a private viewing, like its own room dedicated to just these people. So I'm like, holy shit. It's like, go up there, and he starts talking to me. He's like, are you ready for this? It's okay. It's okay. He's touching me. So I go, are you real? And I start touching him, and it was him. I grabbed him by his chubby fat and went like right here on it. When you hug someone, you're like, yo, you put on some weight or something. Yo, I did that to him to see if he was real, to see what this was. And he's like, yeah, it's me. Look. And I look out over the crowd. I see some of the people from the FearLess family, and I go like, whoa, what's going on? He goes, come on, take a seat. Pulls out this list. He starts going over all the things that are beginning to happen and what's going to take place. But the first thing he started with is it's 100% officially in our hands are on the wheel right now. We have it. We're going. So light beings.
Light workers are
running the show.
I'm running the show now.
Don't worry about the media. Don't worry about this. Right. And he was breaking it down so wonderfully. And I'm looking at him. He's like, go take your seat. I had two bulbous-headed beings on either side of me. And I kept looking at them going, can you believe this? Do you believe? And they were going, dude, shut up. Every time you're here, you talk. Every time. It's like you can't shut the fuck up. And I'm like, well, I wasn't expecting Trump.
See Donald Trump.
Like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, dude, you're acting like you've never been here.
Yeah, you know what the plan is.
This is
You know
exactly what they were
is.
getting with. It's time to trust the plan.
Right.
So it had nothing to do with Q or Anonymous or nothing. This was like being broadcast, and it wasn't him broadcasting. It was like, I don't know how they do this. This was my first one that I'm in gnosis of, where I was like, oh, okay. Like I was looking around and going, okay, this is fucking weird, where they didn't have to take me out of there and put me in my own side room and talk to me and say, look, it'll be okay. This is what's happened. So I'm like, well, what's next in the plan then? And he's like, you ready? Because it gets crazy now. So I'm like, what do you mean it gets crazy now? It's already fucking crazy.
Right.
And they're like, all right, check it out. You know that these guys are going to pull the cord, right? So they want war across the board, but they're not in a position to ever do this now. But they are in positions of power to pay people to do fucked up things and do different things. The last card on this is UFOs. This is where we're at. Everything else is already handled. You're going to start seeing arrests. They said the first arrest is going to cause another jump off with riots and crazy, because people are going to freak the fuck out.
Right.
So I was like, well, who's getting arrested? They're like, you missed it. They're already testifying against people, and it's already happening. This is why we have to look to this next thing. So I'm going to metaphorically put this out there. It was like the technology where we're talking about med beds and I don't know, new propulsion and just different shit, upgraded future technology is already there. So they're like, it's already built. So I'm like, what do you mean it's already built? They're like, it's done. It's done. Upgrades and everything. I'm like, what do you mean it's done? They're like, you guys just don't know about it. Like, you know about it. You're finding out right now.
Right.
It's already made. So this isn't going to be like a 10-year time.
Right. Everything after
to like create it and bring it out.
Well, this is what we talked about.
We don't have to create it. It's created.
Yeah, because everything from 2020 is now going to be exponential. It's not going to take 5 or 8 or 10 or 15 years anymore. Now everything's going to be happening. Technology is going to advance very quickly, like 18 months, 2 years, 18 months, 2 years, 18 months, 2 years.
And every time it flips out, by the time the next year rolls around, it'll be upgraded already. Components and this and that, or just be pieces. We talked about this on the show about having like this egg-shaped kind of thing, and it spins inside and it has magnetics, and then you just plug in, it just spins, and you plug your fan in,
all of your TV electronics,
into this thing, and it costs $20.
It's like that blue energy, the blue energy.
Yeah. It's like it's a free energy device. It doesn't break. If you need to produce more, you crank it. If you need it to
makes
produce
more,
less, it just spins faster. It never stops once you start it.
Right.
Never. Right. Nothing you're going to do.
Right.
Okay. So these are going to just be like, they become readily available, just like you're hearing, well, Tesla will just put batteries in your garage. They're like, no, you're going to go in the garage with your little egg-shaped thing. You're going to put it down. It's going to run your fucking house for 100 years.
Right.
All right. And it's like, I was asking questions like, so this should have run my air condition, make it cold. And they're like, you know how you plug yours into the extension cord, which you're not supposed to do? And I go, well, yeah, because of the place we live. Okay. Yeah. It's going to blow out such cold air. You're going to fucking freeze.
Right.
So I'm like, well, that's what I wanted to hear. They're like, well, that's exactly what's going to happen, because you're not going to be deprived of this. You're not going to be. So I go, what do you mean? They pull back on electricity at certain points of the day. They charge you more during certain parts of the day. This is all going bye-bye.
Well, that's it. There's going to be no control over energy anymore, right? No one's going to control it. Like there's going to be no having to pay like the energy company, like Con Edison or NYSEG or wherever you are. There's going to be none of that. So like hopefully soon.
Now, mind you, this is my experience. So I have to explain the experience. Don't judge me on like, well, Frank believes all this stuff.
This is what he was told.
The story.
This is what he's told, and he's sharing the information. Yeah. Sorry, we're talking over each other.
No, it's okay.
We're sharing the information that he was told. That's all we're doing.
There was stuff like conversations about your money, the economics. I don't want to call it reparations, but what I do want to say is your social security number and your birth certificate are like concentration stamps on pieces of paper instead of your skin. So that stuff comes back to you. They've been buying and trading and selling us universally.
People. Birth certificates. There's
they're worth billions.
Yeah, there's your birth certificate is worth something. You're worth something to the U.S. government.
Yeah, so they're buying and trading that. They've been doing it the whole time, and you don't even know. So there's this slavery system there that they're like, it's going.
It's a taxation system. It's not really I think it's a taxation system.
All right, like the debt slave
all right,
system.
All right, I can get around that. Yeah.
I'm just quoting other people at this point with that, but it locks you into something and kind of keeps you there, and you're always like, oh, this fucking sucks. That's going. So the tech will be like little boxes you could put in your car, and your car will run on shit like water, or you could fill it up with gas, but it'll last for a really long time, like an abnormally long, where you're just like, holy shit, bro, I drove to Florida and back on a fucking tank of gas. So these are just devices they can attach while all this is happening. So they were talking about aliens, the ETs, and they were looking around the room. This is why the racism thing's got to go. I was sitting next to two dudes, and I was kind of going like just getting in their shit. There was no the situation was weirder than the aliens sitting with me,
right?
Which was fucking crazy,
right.
It was all right. So all this is coming, but there's a fake one and a real one, and he's like, look, they're gonna try to deploy some shit, but this stuff is already there, right? So it's not like this is coming out of left field and interdimensionally. This, like, if it shows up and starts causing a problem, it's them. It's 100% them. And I was watching what they were like showing us what it could look like, which was really odd. They were showing like a UFO lighting the place up, showing up and doing something very aggressive. And then we freak out about it and everyone goes back inside. They don't know what to do. Then riots start again. And it's like, ha, 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 here comes the presidency, right? Like they're fighting with they're in the death roll right before we choke them out forever. We don't ever have to deal with this shit again. But they're going to whip it their tail. They're going to pull your hair, gouge your eyes while we're rolling on the floor with them right before we just squeeze their fucking head and end it. They're most dangerous. They don't have their finger on a weapon like a nuke, but they do have other things like they can scare us into thinking there's like stuff from space now. Fuck, we got to put everything on hold, and now we got to deal with this. Just the way with the coronavirus, just the way with your mask, and just the way with the riots. It's just going to increasingly go. Now they're talking about the thing that's going to get close.
The meteor.
The meteor next month. Now,
it's a meteor, or
I don't know. It's a rock from space. Right, so they're like, as they promote this shit, what did we tell you?
Well,
if a rock
spiral,
comes from space, they threw it at you. They're throwing them at you. You're not supposed to get hit with this. Don't listen to what they're telling you. You're in the no-hit zone on purpose. It's the living library. You think we would construct this in a place that could just get blasted with asteroids and meteors and shit? No, there's this synchronistic perfect thing that's happening. And if things just keep getting launched at you, what do you think's happening? I'm like, it's pulling in with the gravity. They're like, no. So don't be surprised if they use the asteroid meteor thing. It's getting close. Oh, we don't know what to do. And then ETs come out and deflect it and do something right in front of you and then say, we're here to save you.
Right.
Or some shit like that. But within showing me that crazy, they also showed the real ETs. They showed the Federations and whatever, Space Force and all that shit. They're right there. So they're like, if this occurs, we're gonna play the last hand. So if they try to scare you, we're gonna roll on them. And I'm like, what? They're like, then you'll see. So you'll see the ship, and you'll go, holy shit, that's crazy. And then you'll see the ships and go, oh shit.
Right.
There's always someone fucking bigger than you.
Right.
Just remember that. And we got the biggest one.
Right.
I'm like, wow. So you guys are gonna go balls out with this. They're like, it's going in Optimum timeline. This is Optimum timeline. It only freaks out when we watch the TV and freak out. That's when the Optimum timeline starts shifting back. Well, what if they come to my house and wreck this place? Naturally, that's an okay fear. But when the whole state is
when
doing
everyone's
that,
doing
everyone's doing that, yeah, because we know it's not that. George Soros is rich, but he ain't that fucking rich. All right. It's groups of people getting paid. You need to step out and evaluate, take care of yourself, watch what everyone's doing, be fully aware of it, and move yourself into a great position. optimum position for you.
And just still discern.
Yes, discern the whole thing.
Like even, I watch a little bit of the news and then I shut the TV off. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I need to be informed, but I don't need to be inundated, and I don't need my mind changed for me. I need to be aware, and I need to be vigilant, and I need to be updated, but that's it. Informed. That's it.
I need to be aware if they're going to be on my avenue.
That's it.
Right.
And then I stop listening.
I don't need to be in Costco. I don't need to be at the supermarket. I don't need to be driving around, going state to state. I just don't need to do that shit. Right. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to hunker in and do it. No, me and my mother cleaning out the garage, which is, but it's going to be awesome.
You got a lot done the other day, though.
You have no idea. So it's crazy. Now there's going to be, when garbage day comes, we have garbage day twice this week. 2 times is going to be massive stuff outside that are gone forever.
Good.
So just like the yard next door, we helped get everything out of there, and we got grass in the yard now. It's just a beautiful yard. We're going to do it to the garage. Why? Because I don't have time to sit in your fucking fear box. So what am I doing? We're fixing our house. Right? We're meditating. We're making love. We're playing with cats. We're going for walks. I'm just throwing stuff out there. We're smoking weed and having a good time. I'm having a barbecue. I don't have to have 50 people over the house, man. I'm just, hey, you want a fucking hot dog or a hamburger, bro? Hey, what's up over here? Hey, Ma, you okay? That's it. I go live, do some fearless stuff.
Yep,
do some music, hang out with Paula. Mom's okay with Grandpa. Okay. Do my Facebook rounds. That's it. And then I look on Facebook and I'm like, nope. AI is running it. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I think
convinced.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. Because if you look at the circles, the groups, you'll see it's a one instigator, one instigator that starts it all. Yeah. So I just I need to be
word up. So I can learn to be the best me, and then still be aware. Oh, they're pushing this narrative today. Okay. Yeah, it pisses me off, and I balance myself out. I watch the press secretary, the blonde lady.
Oh yeah,
I'll watch. I think the longest one I've ever seen was 4 minutes. I watch her say something crazy to offset the crazy I just watched.
Yeah,
for 5 minutes,
and you feel better, and then you go about.
And then
your
she
day.
Makes me feel like a fuck. I'm like, yeah, we got some champions.
She makes you feel better.
And
everything's
then I
better
get back
now.
to fucking work, working on. It almost sounds selfish the way I want to say it, but I want to work on me.
Yeah,
I got stuff I want to do.
I do too.
And we can't go to Nebraska and go on visit vacations.
We can't go anywhere. We're just here. That's it. We're just here.
So
that's it.
What am I waiting for? We're cleaning everything. We're getting everything good. Things are growing. Wait, are the outside of the house, right? How good does it look? One day we'll do an outside one.
No, it's starting to come along. We're growing carrots, so it's 60. So it's 60 to 70 days. So I've had those carrots in.
It's 3 months.
I've had those carrots in since March, and I pulled one of the carrots up, and it's this big. I think the pot's too small. I don't know. But whatever. Yes, Aaron, Grandma loves you. But yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, what else can you do, Frank? I mean, you just got to get through it. You can't. You can't.
A lot of people take time and do nothing, and that's cool too.
Do something for you.
We've already played video games, guys.
These foot soaks, these detox foot soaks are the best things that we've ever done. Me and Frank,
like 4 rounds of detox.
Yeah, and Aaron had mentioned it in a post earlier. He said the third one is when it gets really good, and he's right because I do it 3 times in a row. And the third one is the one where you're like,
my
kidneys feel like they're being cleaned.
You feel like the electricity.
Oh, yeah.
It's not electricity.
You feel the bacteria in your gums going away. The pink has come back into my gums, and
I can't explain. Things are working in my body better.
Things are working. It's very. Frank always had like this oily sheen to his skin.
Oily skin.
And since he's been doing the detoxes, his skin is not oily anymore. It's like soft and supple, and it's just it's just
weird.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So one of the other things, and this is a multi-layered thing. It's not just the foot bath. If I do the foot bath, yes, do the foot bath, but you should also detox your colon and your stomach.
We're doing We've been doing smoothies every day.
Oh, fucking smoothies!
I know
are so
we have
great.
to go to the supermarket. Though we have to wait till Monday because we're not doing the supermarket over the weekend. We have to wait till Monday to go.
So,
but yeah,
like
just
metal detox,
try something.
Heavy metals.
Yeah.
Maybe fasting, doing a water fast, even if it's for 2 or 3 days, to see where your mental stability is. How long can I last? It's just water. You're not going to go 30 days. And if you do, you're going to fucking love it. You're going to love it. I went 28 days, I think. And when I did my water fast, it was honey, water, cayenne pepper, and that's it.
How long did you do
it? 28 days or 29 days.
And you didn't eat any food? You just had water? When?
A while ago. You've seen some of the older pictures of me, right? I got pictures of me. I found pictures jacked out of my fucking face. But that's how you get like that. You got to detox the belly, the gut, like 30 days, no fucking food. I think I had a pudding.
I can never do that. I'll die.
Those the vitamins, not the ones you eat. The
ones you put in water. Yes.
You could have that.
No, I know.
But it's always just water, tea, water.
Oh yeah, the
we don't even drink tea.
It's hot water and honey and lemon. Oh, did you see that thing? All the honey is not. It's not real honey. Now we have to check our honey, and now we might have to start buying it locally.
I love local honey because
I know, but
my allergies work.
Yeah, well, because it's within 100 miles. If you buy honey locally within 100 miles, it's supposed to help.
Trader Joe's usually does that. That's the only place I've ever seen where there's.
Well, I think that's we have to start buying it again. We have to test it. There's a thing you do with the water. If you spin it, if it breaks down, it's a way to test it to see if it's real honey. Yeah,
because I love honey.
I know,
and it's funny too because we love tea, but however, tea is, and I know this is happening subconsciously because we really know that there's a lot of pesticides in the Lipton fucking tea.
Okay. Oh, Alyssa Brittany, no, go to Amazon. There, it's like $159 for the foot spa. Go to Amazon, or Amazon UK. We could send you a link.
I think the link's up in the FearLess room.
Yeah, or you could, or you could just copy and paste the name, and then I don't know if it's different for the Amazon UK, but they're like 159 or 160 US. So I don't, and if it's a problem, I can buy it for you and send it to you. So just let me know. Just contact us.
Hold on, I got the link right here.
Yeah, it's like $160, but it is the best money I've ever spent. I've never because
I'm gonna try to put it on here. I hope it doesn't bounce it.
I started the foot detox after, if you guys remember, after I stopped taking my anti-inflammatory, and I really feel that it's helped coming off the anti-inflammatory because it actually pulls toxins out of your joints. So it's like joint debris, toxic debris that you build up from
it really does
joint pain.
Shit, and we're not selling it. I don't make money from this.
Yeah, I don't
get you to buy.
Yeah,
it.
we don't
use it.
Care if you use
works.
it, but it works. I mean, and like I contacted.
Use it on my grandfather.
Yeah, we used it on his grandfather, but he got dizzy and he didn't drink water.
He doesn't like to drink water. So
you have to drink water after because it dehydrates you. And like there was a member in the group, Greg. I think he's a metal worker, and he was having a problem.
Some people with metal issues have problems breaking through
because the heavy metals build up in your body. So I contacted him privately, and I was like, "Look, I'm not telling you, what to do, but this is what I'm doing, and it's helping." And I mean, I just, I see it with Frank now. You all know me. Everyone who is listening pretty much knows me in some way, and they know that I don't push anything on anyone. I do.
You got to do like
what I do because I want to do, and
then realize what you'd be paying money for at the spa.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's $150.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the machine pays for itself in 3 treatments,
right? But it doesn't start. It works.
Yeah, but it doesn't start working until you do.
When you're on that third fucking time, was like, oh, that's how you do this.
The first detox is the first cycle is, I think, 14 or 15 treatments is like the first cycle of detox. and then you give yourself a rest, and then you do it again. So what I did was I did 4 foot soaks a day for 4 days in a row. Now, are you supposed to do it that way? No. But I was in such bad shape from the coming off the anti-inflammatory from my shoulder. I was in so much pain from coming off that anti-inflammatory. I'm using the creams. I mean, everyone in the group, I mean, I was sent creams and lotions and oils. And yes, they all help, but that underlying pain is still there. So I started doing these foot detoxes, and it really did help with the inflammation in my body. And I did it for the first week, and I lost 4 pounds. And I didn't do it as a means to lose weight. That was kind of a side effect, and then I said to Frank, I mean, if
Paula never tries to sell me on anything.
I don't.
And she just kept going, and I'm like, all right, let's try it.
I don't. Even when I want him to eat vegetables, I'm like, look, this is what I'm making. If you don't want to eat it, don't eat it. And then he's like, oh, this is delicious. I don't push anything on him, but he tried it. And after the first 2 detoxes, he was sold. He was sold.
I was eating mushrooms and sitting in it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was pretending to be Constantine. I put my foot in.
Yeah, but you connected. You connected very quickly.
I'm going to tell you guys a little something that happened. So I saw what looked like lines, and down each like little strip of these lines, it was supposed to be a colorful rainbow color. Like each one was blue, red, green, orange, and they looked like shit, and they looked like stuff was stuck to them, like gooey. So I said to the mushroom, and we talked about this a few weeks ago, I said, oh, what's going on here? I says, it's finally hitting. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Where are we going tonight? And they're like, you ready? You ready? So I'm like, yeah. They were like, purge time. And I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking purge. I'm sitting in the foot bath. What's going on? And I saw these lines, and they started going, and stuff was leaking through. It looked like there were paths where it's supposed to be flowing liquid of a certain color, and it was not. It was like gooey and corrupted. And I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? It was like across my whole face. And then when this machine kicked on, and it was like, I felt it in my kidneys. I felt it in my spine. I felt it in my stuff, and I felt it in my chest.
It works all your organs.
It went up around my head, and then all those lines went, and it was clear. Not clear. It was the proper color, but clear and clean. And I'm like, oh, that's good. And then I was like, what was that? I asked ayahuasca about clogged arteries and shit and veins and this kind of like corruption. And she said, no, you're pretty good. And the mushroom was like, yeah, that's what she told you. Right. And I'm like, you're telling me I did have clogged arteries? Now they're cleaned out. I feel something so different. And I'm going to say something that it came out. That doesn't sound right if I say it like that. Paul and I had a really good time, and I usually feel like I'm going to die afterwards. Something in me is like so beyond, and I got to lay down, and my heart's dumping out of my chest, and I'm like, this is great and all, but I literally think I'm going to fucking die. Right? Do I have clogged arteries? No, you're all right. You're all right. That is completely gone. 100%. Right? It's not there no more. Whatever the fuck that was is not there. I go through the same experience, and it's better by a lot, even though it's always good, right? Yeah. Wait, you guys have no fucking idea. For boys and for girls, it works on both.
It does. Let me tell you,
your stuff is going to be your 18-year-old self again.
It's a foot soak. It pulls out the toxins through the pores in your feet.
I feel it as I'm sitting here. It used to be this heavy
but it does
mass across
something
my chest
to your libido, and it
cleans everything out.
I don't even know. It's just,
I was fucking shocked, because I thought the other night I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna have a heart attack from this. I'm going down with the ship too. I'm fucking Captain Kirk, son. Right? So I'm ready to do that, and then that didn't occur, and it kept going. I'm gonna just metaphorically say higher and higher, and then it happened, and I was like, yeah, instead of I'm gonna die. Right? So 2 complete different things. The feeling it was intense every time, but now it's something different. It was like
teenage stuff.
I can't explain it.
Can't explain it.
This is the best way I could do it without being dirty and disgusting.
Yeah.
Right.
It was. Yeah.
We talked about this like, holy shit. Do you see this? Oh yeah. Do you feel this? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh yeah. Right. Like just beyond. So if this is capable,
we didn't even know that was on the list. Like
now,
who knew?
Now I'm not telling you that just the foot bath did this. We do psychedelics, we do smoothies, we do vitamins, it's a combination of what works for you.
But all we added and all the change was the foot detox. So
yeah, we were in a routine, I don't think this new thing came in, and then that new thing pushed it over the edge. So whatever we were doing for ourselves to clean and clear and to be healthier, when we added this one next thing, it changed the whole fucking thing. So I realized there's no silver bullet. It's not just it's not just ayahuasca. It's not just DMT. It's ayahuasca, it's DMT, it's mushrooms, it's salvia, it's cannabis.
Oh,
it's,
LSD. You like the arape?
It's the rape. Yeah, well, it's rape, but it looks
hape. Oh, like yeah. Okay.
I like to say hape.
Hape.
Because it keeps me away from spelling the word the other way.
Yeah. Okay.
And that cleans and clears out the parasites in you. Oh shit! Someone asked about that today. Somebody in the FearLess group asked about clearing their system out better, and I forgot that the hape would be perfect because it wrecks the parasitic entities in you. It just it literally just says sit back, relax. You don't feel anything after the initial eye burn and whatever. It's not as bad as you think. It's like, oh, okay, oh, all right, it's going away. All right, well, that was kind of crazy. Now what? Okay, sit down. All right, I'll just sit and relax or just have a smoke, relax. And you feel it working instead of having like a psychedelic experience. It just starts cleaning and clearing you. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to do things. You can go and eat fruit for a couple of days, clean your system out that way. You could do the water flush. You can do colon cleanses. What are I'm trying to think of all the different ones just to give everyone ideas.
You did.
Right. So yoga, stretching, all of this stuff, you add it all together and you really get a multiplication into the good end of things. Maybe that's the best way to put it.
That is a very good way to put it.
The more you do, the better it is. There's no, well, I drink water, so I'm fine. Oh, you might be. But you add water and fruits and vegetables, and this. It's speaking to the choir now at this point. But now, as we have experiences with new things, we add them to our resume, and that's very important to do. Break your routine. You're having trouble losing weight. Maybe you hit a plateau. Break your routine. Do something different. Well, I do this. But did you do any of this?
Oh yeah, because sometimes it's your environment. It's not your diet. It's your environment and the stress level in your environment. Because
or you're just stressed from the regular routine.
Right.
Even if you're working a routine,
you got to
like
do
a
something
workout
different.
routine. You get up. Say you don't run. Right. Maybe go for a jog around the block. Don't jog miles. Just jog around the block. Go once or twice. That's it. Change something. Go, I did that, and then change something else and just do it a little bit at a time and create new patterns, new routines. And you're in like fucking Flynn, man.
Yeah. We, Frank and I, we have very different schedules. I'm a very early morning person and he's an up all night person. And sometimes we meet kind of in the middle. Like if I get up at 4:00 in the morning and he's still up, but we don't try to change each other. Like I just work around his schedule, he works around my schedule, and it's a point of contention with a lot of other people, and it's like, look, this is how it is, so you either find a way to work with it or you don't. Or you can argue about it all the time, or you can find a way to work with it, and we find a way to work with it. And you have to find a way to work around your situation, whatever it may be. Now it's just a very different time now. You have to do the things that are going to make you feel better, because no one else is going to make you feel better. No one else is going to say that thing that will make you feel better or give you that thing that will make you feel better. You're going to have to do it yourself.
Yeah. And the things like the psychedelics are creating neural pathways while cleaning and clearing out those things, while you're cleaning and clearing out the parasitic gut problems.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The
I mean,
and
you know,
out
like
the blood,
yeah,
the water cleans out your urine, your kidneys, and
oh yeah,
you know, your liver. Like, you gotta blast it. Don't think you're gonna pop a pill and that's gonna fucking work in any way. Go for a jog, do some jumping jacks, do a couple of push-ups. You don't gotta do a million. You're just changing routine. You're getting blood flowing.
I gotta start those squats again. I got lazy.
I gotta figure out what I'm doing that's causing that, because I'm touching it right now
and it hurts.
Painful. It's right on the other side
of the knee,
of the bone. I still do them, but I do like these halvesies now.
Yeah.
But yes, we do have to do that, and we have to start the stretching again.
I know.
Listen, we gotta live by the sword and die by the sword in this situation. We gotta science ourselves. We know what works. Sometimes it works so good it hurts a lot, and then you're like, oh man, this is painful. You got to go do that again until it's not painful and just good, because I cry sometimes when we stretch.
No, I know, but it feels better after.
And I've never felt better in my life. Never felt better. Get all that blood flowing.
Yeah, we have to do that again too. I don't know why we stopped it. You know what it is? It's making that time for yourself. You know, like our friend Ellen, we talk about her all the time. Happy birthday, Nick.
Nick, happy birthday.
It's funny because our friend Nick hasn't gotten a haircut. Ellen's been cutting his hair since the quarantine.
Big mohawk.
And he looks so badass. And every time I see him, I'm like, you look like you just got back from kicking someone's ass. And he gets so flattered because he's not that type of guy. So it's funny to see him like that. But she makes time for herself in the morning. You know, she does her yoga and she makes sure she drinks enough water in the morning. Like she has to drink a certain amount of water by a certain time every day. And it's wonderful because she knows if she gets that water in, she's good until the next time she has to do that. And she does make the time in the morning to do the things she has to do. And, you know, we feel selfish when we do that. And, you know, like I was having a great time, like doing the squats in the morning. I was doing my stretching in the morning, and then it stopped. And there's always a reason. But then that reason becomes an excuse, and then you don't do it. So you do have to make time for yourself, because no one else is going to give you the time. No one else is going to say, you know what, you're such a great person. You take 45 minutes for you and you lock yourself in the bathroom and you do whatever you want to do. No one's going to say that, because no one has 45 minutes to spare to say, hey, you know, you want to take 45 minutes for yourself and I'll feed every cat that comes into the window. Like, this is the first time we ever did a show. There's no interruptions. It's so strange.
Because it's nice out.
No, well, yeah. Well, because now they're all running, jumping, and playing outside like little children, because the weather's beautiful. It's like, yeah, fuck you, mommy and daddy. But yeah, this is the first time in months we've done a show and not been interrupted. But you know, you have to make that time. You do, because no one's going to say, you wonderful special person, you go away for 45 minutes and I got it. I'll handle it. Because it's crazy now. My sister, I call her, like, still, I joke about this still. I call her every couple of days, text her, like, do you still have 2 kids? Or did you eat one? You know, like,
so,
you know, what are you going to do?
Really quick, we can end the show with that.
With what?
With what you noticed happening through your sister. That was one of the coolest things.
Though. Oh, yeah. This was the other day. So, now Frank and I have been talking about this shit for 5 years, and all of it. And when I say shit, I mean shit. It's like a big pot of shit, like all of it. Like you just put everything. Yeah, big pot of soup. You just put everything in it. So we've been talking about this stuff for so long, and you know, I don't force anyone to think what I think. I don't want anyone to feel what I feel. You know, I could. My utopia, just let me sit outside in my yard, let me plant something, and let me feed an animal. Like, that's my utopia, and that's what makes me happy. That is clearly not what makes everybody else happy, but I don't push what I feel and what I believe on anybody. Frankly, if it weren't for this show, I wouldn't even share my opinion or views with anyone.
Yeah,
really,
she'd be the silent majority.
I am, because I don't want you to. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Like, and again, I'm not being cavalier when I say that. I really have to find a different way to say that. I'm not being cavalier when I say I don't care what you think. You're not going to change my mind. You're not going to change the way I feel about what I believe. You can inform me on a piece of information that you have on that thing that I may be talking about, and you may instill some light on a situation. But whether you believe me or not, or whether you like what I say or not, that's irrelevant to me. It's a bonus if you like it, and if you don't like it, it's unfortunate. But that's really how I feel. So if it weren't for this show, no one would even, a lot of people wouldn't even know where I stood on things, because that's how quiet I am. Like, I don't like to talk about politics. I don't like to talk about standings in society. I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's a class thing. I think it's a geographic thing. I have very different ways of looking at things, and I know it's not the normal way to look at things, but it's the way I wrap my head around what I see and what I think and what I feel. And I don't push what I believe on other people. So that's why when I talk about something and you respond so well, it's a beautiful thing for me, because there are people that feel the way I do, and there are people that think the way I do. And that's why Frank and I created this safe space, so that people can come and share their thoughts and views and ask questions and get answers.
Free Energy Mobile, sending you positive vibes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you so much.
And that's just how I feel about that. This is what I do in my world, in my life, and this is what works for me. It takes very little to make me happy. Just be kind. Like, and like, I really don't understand why people don't understand that. That's my problem, not understanding why people don't understand that. Just appreciate things. We're living in a time right now where we can't do anything, and we're also learning how much we really don't need, how much you really don't need to exist and survive. Scary. Yeah, and I love everyone too. I love you all too. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
What about what your sister said to you?
Oh, so what my sister said, sorry. I went off on a tangent. So the other day, she texts me and she says, Paula, I know that you and Frank have been talking about this stuff for a long time, and I finally understand that you're right. I see it now. I was living in a world with rose-colored glasses, because that's the joke we used with her. And I see it now, and my children see it, and it was a big validation for me, because my family thinks I'm crazy. They think that Frank and I are crazy conspiracy theory people, and they think everything that we say is just completely outrageous, and none of it's true. So that's why I joke, like, when I say I don't care what you think, like, my own family doesn't believe anything that I say. And, for her to give me that validation, it was a big deal,
Yeah, to hear it from her was like,
it was, because she has kids and she's a single parent and she works all the time, and, she's doing homework, and when she's not doing homework, she's working, and she follows the same mentality that Frank's brother follows. Like, I have 2 kids. I can't worry about extraterrestrials right now. I have 2 kids.
Those reptilians that eat kids. I'm raising kids.
Yeah, like, I can't worry about that. I got to put 2 kids through school. Like, I can't worry about, the fate of the universe. And it's like, yes, but you could be kind, and you can do your part, and you can raise your children to be responsible adults, because they're children for a very small period of time in their lives, and they're going to be adults the rest of the time. So your job is to raise an independent adult, not to raise a child, okay? Because that child is going to be a child for this long, okay? And they're going to have to be able to survive in this world. So see things for what they are, and question things, because it's normal to question things. And the lockdown totally backfired. People are like, yeah, well, that's what's happening. That's this whole ruse. People are waking up in masses, and that's what the government is really afraid of. They're afraid. That's what this whole shift is about. It's a shift in consciousness. It's having people waking up and questioning why the governments are doing what they're doing all over the
I'm gonna
world.
question the official narrative right now.
Right. I don't have to live this way. You saying this is in my best interest. I don't feel this is in my best interest. I'm questioning this. They don't want all of these people waking up, all of us waking up at the same time and saying, we don't need to live a 9-to-5 life. We don't need to all get mortgages that we can't afford to pay. And we all don't need to have 5-year car loans where we're paying interest, interest is 40% of the loan. We don't need to keep up with the Joneses and have the next best and biggest and better thing. And people are realizing this. Like this whole tiny home nation has the real estate world in uproar because they can't sell big $1 million homes or lots of property.
Yeah, now you could just buy a small lot.
People don't want to be tied to a mortgage. People don't want to, it's not like it was before where you could have a mortgage and one person working. Now 2 people have to work and you have to work for your home, and you're never in it because you're always working. People don't want to live that way.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's going against the norm. It's going against what people are telling now, because of this coronavirus now, 0% APR for this, 0% APR 5-year financing for that. Great. You're allowing people to buy things, but do they have the money to buy them? I don't know. Do they? Why do you need a new car? You haven't been going anywhere. Like Frank and I have old cars. We're going to have them until the wheels fall off. That's just how we feel. I'm not spending money on a new car again. I'm over that. I did that when I was younger. I don't need it. I just need to go to the supermarket and come back. It's like we're not impressing anyone now. We're not keeping up with the Joneses.
We all have brothers, sisters, relatives of some kind, family, friends, that gives you the look when you start talking.
Yeah, like they completely shut down and they don't want to listen to you.
You don't even say baby rape.
Oh yeah, you're child trafficking. They think you're crazy. They think you're crazy. You're crazy.
I get the same look when I say reptilians
right.
as I do when I get child trafficking.
Think you're crazy.
And rape and pedophiles.
And that's okay. And thank you, Alice. Yes, thank you. It was a very big validation for me.
We have to, when they do that, when people like her, like
Rose
does that, you have to be like,
yes,
it's,
I was very grateful for the validation. I was very compassionate. I was very grateful for the validation. And I didn't want to hit her with everything at once. And I said, thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that, because it's a big deal. Because Frank and I talk to people on the internet all over the world about these things. And, like these people, like Alyssa Brittany, she lives in the UK. She's with us. But I have family members that are like, oh my God, this girl is crazy. She left a corporate job. She had a house, and now she's with this crazy person with a beard, and she's got cats, and it's like, they don't realize that a lot of stuff happened in between to make that happen. But that's how it is. People are leaving their jobs and leaving big paying salaries because they don't want to live that life anymore, and it's share what you have. If I have something that, someone needs to know, I want to share that information with them. If I want to know something, I want to be able to ask someone a question and get the answer, and not get the sugar-coated answer, or not get the answer that I have to pay $79.95 for. Just give me an answer to a question. Yeah. This is happening. This is what happened to me. Did anything like this happen to anyone else?
This is why we have the show.
Right. I mean, come on. Like there are people out there doing the same thing, but like, oh, if you sign up for my program,
I don't need you to not ascend because you don't have 50 fucking bucks.
Exactly.
I need all of you to get up here with me.
And I get that people need to make money. I understand that better than anyone, that people need to make money. But there are people willing to share their information for free, and then there are people that do have things to offer, like Angela Miller.
Angela's awesome.
She provided a service for me. She did a healing on me. She did it for free. I would have paid her she did it for free, but it was worth whatever she would have wanted to charge for it, because what she did for me caused this chain reaction of healing for me, because I wouldn't have gotten to the shoulder pain relief, and then to stop medication, and then to the foot detox, and then to feel, I mean, Frank and I are like teenagers. again. It's just a
Yeah,
strange thing.
It's pretty awesome.
It's so strange. And you know, like, it's funny because when Frank talks about our personal life, it's funny to hear him talk about it because, you know, it's just funny. But it's a foot detox. Like, who would have thought? Like, but this all started because
it's in relation to everything else. We know how to science now.
Exactly. But this all started because Angela Miller gave me a healing.
Oh yeah. And one domino toppled the next.
So
and she took an entire domino out for you.
Oh, she totally did. She probably took lifetimes of contracts away. And you know, so I would definitely pay for that service. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, you know,
that's not what we're getting at.
But
I can't. Simple stuff.
I want a place where I can go and gain information, and I want a place that I can go if I need to talk about what's going on and say, hey, did anything like this happen to anybody else?
Yes. There you go. So speaking about that, so I asked the group, the Fearless Family group, who else has this experience?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And a couple of people described stuff that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I was looking for specific details. One person popped out and gave me fucking specific details.
Yeah. Well, didn't someone in the group? We won't name it, but didn't someone in the group also have a Trump?
So I said this is why I said that. I said I didn't say nothing about Donald Trump or that it was a conference, telepathic, whatever. Anyone that was there or remembers will know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about because I will never forget this.
Right.
And he came out and just said, hey, look, this was going on. I saw this, this, and this. And then I said, who is speaking?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Trump. And I went, yep.
Right.
Holy shit. And then he's like, I met him before. And I go, so did I. We did a whole show on it where he was the light being on the stage.
Right. Without
and we were like,
judgment.
Whoa.
Right.
Yeah. And they took me up on stage. I had to get behind him and I saw the half body was cut out. So it was Trump in the front and the light being in the back. And I knew who he was. I was like, oh, it's you. Oh, of course it would be you. You're the fucking dude that you can literally throw anything you want at this guy. And he'll go, yeah, you're fired. Right. Like, and you'll just, it's almost comical on a level that's cartoonish.
You know why it's comical?
But it takes that to win this.
But it does take that to win this. So this person had the similar experience that to you.
The descriptions were too
where
he knew the list.
Where
I was like, oh.
the Trump being was speaking to him as well. And where can you go and have a conversation like that and not be judged?
Yeah.
And say you're a big asshole because you think Donald Trump is
speaking
to you. Who do we talk to? Where do you go for that? Where do you go to get that information and to ask a question and actually get an honest answer and not be judged? Nowhere. There's nowhere to go. So that's why we want to provide this because it's
grown into a family.
Yeah.
And it's grown now.
I mean, and now it's taken off because people are visiting other people. People are dating. People have gotten married. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing.
Someone said, you know, it was you that brought us all together.
Yeah.
And I had watched 3 shows on Expanded Understanding. And I'm like, well, that was 3 shows. And then this was over here. And then I was looking over here. And then this was here. Then there's our stuff. And I'm going,
oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Like I started.
Look at the Robert Hawley meditations. I mean, that's amazing. He did a meditation for me. I got hit last week by the plumber. The plumber had an entity. It jumped on me. Robert Hawley came and just did a meditation, like, and then other people were.
He does it on rap beats.
Were doing healings for me. It was beautiful. But where else do people come together like this? You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are other places. I don't know. But I love the fact that we have.
There are many places, but none quite like this.
Quite like this. Where can you say I talked to an entity that was representing Donald Trump, and this is what he told me, and then no one laughing at you and saying you're crazy. You know, or where can I say, you know, Frank and I did foot soaks and then we fooled around like teenagers. Like it, you know.
All right, Lexi, that's what I saw him doing.
Right.
So, all right, I leave that up.
Yeah.
He was doing this. Yeah.
Because he's shooting the energy. He's shooting the energy.
Yeah. Singing songs against him. It was like a play. It was the play of life. And it was like Obama, Clinton, the Clintons, it was all of them lined up,
like
and they were like,
show.
Trump is evil, Trump, and the energy goes at him, and he's going, and And he starts talking, and all of it bends back the other way, and I'm like, holy shit!
Because he is deflecting the spell casting.
He's just like,
yeah, it's not happening. You're giving it back. It's not happening.
Did you see how the camera light changed when we did that?
No. But it's not happening. It's not happening.
It's crazy watching this. So we're preferring to watch it from the higher perspective.
Yeah.
So we get. When we get like your sister comes out and says, oh, I can't believe you guys are talking about it, and she comes online and we're like, wow, we were like hyper grateful for that, and then it switches and it becomes the next thing. Wow. And instead of going riots, black versus white, you know, these guys shouldn't do this and that guy shouldn't do this, presidential, confidential, this, that, the other thing, like I can't be fucking involved with any of these distractions anymore. It's hard enough. It's hard enough. It's just hard enough.
But it is hard enough.
Whatever level you're on, whether you're fighting fucking reptilians or you're having a depressive moment, it just sucks the fucking same. I'm telling you, because I've been depressed and I've been around reptilians, and they both fucking suck. Right. So on whatever level you're at, see, when I was depressed, I didn't know about reptilians, right? And it was fucking bad. I was fucking depressed. When I met the reptilians, I was sitting in a room with a bunch of guys that could fucking eat me and fuck me, and I'm going, well, this is fucking terrifying and terrible. What was worse? And I'm like, I don't know. Were equally terrible for the level that I was on. It was equal, right? It's just new levels, new devils, right? Until there's no more devils, because you realize, no, I'm the whole pie. You're a piece of the pie, right? So I'm the whole fucking thing, bro.
Right.
When you start looking from that perspective, then you just the energetic thing happens. It just changes.
Well, you saw the change in me when I said to you, Frank, you know, stay at your mom's if you have to. Tell me where the weapons are. You know, like, let's run down again and tell me where everything is. And I told him, this is my plan. And he goes, you're not afraid? I said, no, I have every right to protect my home. If you want to come into my home and try to harm me, you can try it. You can try it. I have a right to protect my home. And
we're gonna throw it down on you.
You can try it. I have resigned to look at this whole thing a different way.
But I'm not gonna sit there and go,
no,
come on, bring it, motherfucker.
I'm not gonna sit in fear.
I don't want you here.
I'm not gonna hide in my closet because I think you're gonna break in. But if you are going to come into my home and do me harm, I will do whatever I have to do to defend myself. And I have every right to do that. You know, this has made me look at things in a very different way. You know, I refuse to be scared into staying home. I refuse to be scared.
No more fear base.
Yeah, like, it's not going to happen. You know, I mean, we're already living under a
Take you know, injection, like, do this, do what I'm telling you. Get the fuck out of here.
It's not happening.
I'm not doing nothing.
It's not happening. If I have to live in fear, I might as well kill myself. If I have to walk around being afraid all of the time, I might as well never leave my house, and I'll close all my blinds and I'll never look out the window, if that's the case.
And check this out, creators. I'm speaking directly to you, creators. They fucking killed us already over and over and over and over and over and over. You want original motherfucking pricks. Guess what? No more. We're not afraid no more.
Yeah,
when I remove the fear, I don't give a fuck.
We're all going to get through this too. We got through every other virus and pandemic and you know, we're going to get through this. There's no problem.
We're going to gather as a family.
There's no choice but to get through it.
Yeah. You're like, build a machine against us. We're going to use it to find each other. Like they built the internet thinking they were going to trap us.
No, the cerebral.
Yeah. You thought you were going to do that. How, right. Well, you know, on that level, that's like when they, what does she do? The reptilian lady. She blisses everyone.
And you know, I didn't like that because I love that word bliss. Yeah, but she blisses everybody.
So it's like an echo from her head that makes everyone. So they want to do that with a cerebro type thing, just like Professor X.
Yeah,
Xavier's,
to find everybody.
Puts it on. We can
find everybody.
We're the natural that. We are that. I don't need fucking cerebro. I don't need reptilians. I don't need all this bullshit. Right? I could just do it. But we're breaking through the control layers and the programming and the functioning that way. So we understand what we are first. We got to go back to basics and then move into position.
Right.
This is a chess game. I'm not going to come out in the street and fist fight you. I'm going to avoid the fist fight by making you just look like a dummy and not being there at all by living my best life. Yeah, where's this guy, Frank? I'm going to smash his face. Frank's on a unicorn flying through space right now, smiling, throwing positive vibes at you. I don't fucking understand that, and he's hanging out with a Chewbacca.
Sleeping at mom's.
Yeah, and he's going, right? Like, I don't have time for that. Yeah. So while you're going, hey, you shouldn't, I'm going to go level the fuck up. So when I take the field, finally, when I'm on the field, if I have to walk onto the chessboard, it's my chessboard.
Right. My rules. Yeah.
My rules. Yeah.
My rules.
Creators rules, today's gentlemen.
Yeah.
Right. You walk into the casino that way, the casino loses every time. Because you have no chance of winning.
Look, it's the best possible outcome. That's all you can hope for. Like tonight, right before the show, nothing worked. Nothing worked at all. Oh, April, thank you.
April, we love you
very
so much.
Sweet. Thank you.
We're going to finally one day make it and have our sessions together.
It'll
it's going to be awesome. Totally fearless. I love you.
Best possible outcome. That's all you can hope for. You know, like even tonight, we didn't know if it was going to happen. We didn't know if there was going to be a 10-minute delay or if it was going to be a 20-minute delay or was going to happen for an hour. Frank was going to go outside and have a heart attack because he got upset.
I said to myself, if this happened, of course it's going to happen. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do what I normally do. That's it. I got to just go back to base one. Well, what are you going to do? Nothing.
We started laughing.
I'm not going to do anything. I started rolling this gigantic fucking joint. And I was just like, we were making jokes and laughing so hard.
That's why we didn't realize we were on.
I knew.
Well, I didn't.
I was pressing buttons. I was like, hey, I'm going to bring us on. Because right in the beginning, right when I pressed play, you were like, oh, shut the fuck up, Frank. We were laughing so hard. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that one got out there. That would be the funniest thing to start the show with.
Oh, put that. Gina, thank you.
Thank you so much, Gina. Sending you positive vibes and love. Gina's been with us for so long.
Yeah, she has. We love her.
She knows her stuff when it comes to fruits. Probably vegetables too.
Just the body and diet.
No, so much.
It's like
these are teachers in mass. I want to call them masters.
She is, definitely. She knows what she's talking about.
We have a lot of them in the Fearless family. A lot.
Yeah, tap them. If you have questions, tap them.
This is a resource.
Yeah.
For us as a community, we have each other. We were making a joke about this. I was looking at all the musicians or musical people in the Fearless family that I've been playing around with, working with. Like some of us have projects already. Some of us want to jump on projects. And so I started just looking through and I kind of got overwhelmed, but I started laughing. I was like, this is a great thing. I didn't know you produced. I didn't know you did beats. I didn't know you sang. I didn't know you played fucking guitar. I didn't know you could sing. I didn't know you danced. I didn't know. So as I'm going through this, I go, dude, we don't need anyone. Like I'm used to going when I need something.
Yeah, you have to go out and find it.
I go to the dudes that are signed producers and shit. And I just, hey man, you know, what can we do? And they always point me in the right direction. It always costs me a little something or whatever. And now I'm like, dude, I chill with Josh. You the magician. That dude is the musician of musicians, right? We know Ra. We have Michael Britt. We have Kevin. We have Aaron. We have now Zach's playing around with stuff. I mean, this goes on and on. Yeah. And I'm going, wait a second.
Yeah.
We're not going to have to leave. I'm not going to call anyone. I'm going to call you.
No, because you can tap someone.
It's just us
for everything.
So when you're like, well, how do we get signed? How do we do this? I'm like, I fucking know how to do that.
All you have to do is
we can do that ourselves. We don't need anyone. I don't need to go get signed. I could sign us. Right. You could sign you. I teach everyone how to sign them fucking selves and put out their percentages individually, set up to where it just comes out individual. So you never have to say to me, hey, Frank, where's my money?
Oh, no, it's wonderful.
The money's already coming through the corporation right to you.
I had mentioned.
And it's like, wait, we can self-sustain on music? Oh, yeah. And guess what? Music, food. Aaron was talking to me. Aaron knows how to build and do electrical and do all kinds of stuff. Well, how many people know about land and animals that we don't know about? How to build projects and do things?
Paralegals could do work contracts for you. I mean, people are wonderful.
Website design and everything. We got everything.
I had made a comment around Christmas time. Frank had bought me a book on baking because I wanted to learn to bake bread. And Laureen Jennings, she's another Fearless family member. She sent me all of these recipes, like easy bread recipes, like, you know, from easy to difficult, just because she heard the show and she wanted to help. She didn't have to do that. She took time out of her life. You know, I mean, a lot of people did, you know, made creams and oils. You know, I'm not going to name it now because we're going to end soon. But I mean, just kind people who have done things for me that they didn't have to go out of their way for me. That means a lot to me. That it's a beautiful thing. People don't do that. People don't go out of their way for you. you know, and they do. When I got hit last week, people immediately, you know, they sent healings and love and Reiki and meditations, and I felt it all. I really did. Yeah, see, yeah, real estate.
I just
yeah.
posted like 8 fucking people
Yeah.
that do individually all these different things,
all these different wonderful things.
I need to talk about real
let's
estate.
start
Nick,
a breakaway civilization.
we need to start a breakaway civilization. Willow, Frank, we need hip hop. Alyssa, we need rock. Raw, we need less heavier rock than pretty. This is what I'm talking about. I don't need to fucking.
Oh, and a fearless DJ in England. That's wonderful.
It's not
this
even
is what
we
I'm
got
saying.
shaman, and we have like corporate people. We have people that just meditate and fucking hang out in their underwear.
People that know how to make medicines. I mean, it's wonderful.
People know how to work with minerals and
grow.
rocks.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We have teachers.
We have it all. We have it all. That's why I look.
What's going on here?
I have never in my life.
I like to cook, right?
Yeah.
Boom. So does she. Right?
Yeah.
So we have people that can teach people how to really cook, not just make scrambled eggs. Oh shit. So we have cooks.
Yeah.
All right. We have everything.
I know we have everything you need. We really do.
Have fucking everything we need.
We do. Oh, thank you.
Son.
Thank you.
Thank you, son. I love you. Sending you positive vibes. Thank you so much.
But this is what I mean. People take time out of their lives, out of their day. They don't have to, and they want to. And I think that is a beautiful thing. And Willow, she's the cutest thing.
I know.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you. Just thank you for your love, because people don't have to do that. They don't have to. And I love it, you know, and I don't think I say thank you enough. But, you know, especially with me. I mean, people are very kind with me. Definitely. Yeah. Inkscape. Inkscape. Like,
this is it. We know what the deal is. We don't. All right. How many people do you need around you before you need to not have to ask an outside source, how do we get this done?
Right. Right. Frank needed help. We were painting, and Frank wanted to mount the TV on the wall. And Andrew Sly helped him. Didn't he do it he helped you over FaceTime? I
was talking to him, and just through discussing it with him how to do it, he just started telling me how he did it, and I'm looking at the parts.
And then he did it.
And I fucking did it so fast, and then was like, I did it. And he's like, isn't that fucking great? Like,
do it this way.
You feel great now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I hung a fucking TV. I was in rapture bliss for days over this,
because he didn't have to pay someone to do it.
I'm always like, well, I gotta wait for the plumber, and I gotta wait for this, and I gotta wait for that, and I gotta wait. I don't want to fucking wait no more. Do you want to wait? I don't want to wait.
Oh yeah, he fixed the light switch. He watched a YouTube video. He had to fix the light switch in the bathroom a couple of years ago. He did it in under 5 minutes. The kitchen switch went after the sink flooded, and all that weird stuff happened a few weeks ago. And there's nothing that feels better knowing that you can fix something on your own, you know, and he can ask someone.
You just ask. You know,
he just
I'm not
asks,
afraid
like,
to ask.
How do I do this? And then someone will say, all right, I'll call you, and I'll show you exactly. I'll tell you exactly how to do it.
Yeah. And then if something's off, you know, there's always something that's weird. That's off.
Okay, this is what you need.
You don't know. And then boom, it's right there. Like my mother said to me, oh, I'm going to call this guy and ask him about the pool and what he did. I'm like, you could just go online and look at his pool and then call up who put in the pool.
You can
talk to him right now. No, I'm just going to wait and ask him. When did you ask him last? Well, I talked to him 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? What are you, out of your fucking mind? You see what people do to people? They put them out. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you. I'll give you the information. Then you never see them again, or they don't come around, and they make it like a fucking thing. And you get mad at this other person, like that person's now holding you back from looking at fucking pools because they have the pool you want. You can't find out the fucking price. You just press a couple of buttons. You ask your son. Your son knows somebody. And then instantly we don't have to do that anymore. And no one's holding you back.
But that's right. Feather Cohen, don't ask, don't get. Yeah, if you don't ask, you'll never know. You'll never know. I never spoke this much before. I never shared this much before, because now I have a place to share it where I'm not going to be we're not going to be judged. You know, like I said, believe me, don't believe me, I don't care. I'm not judged here. No one ever judges me. and I love that. And everyone has a right to judge. You can ask a question. You can call me out on it. You can say I don't believe what you're saying, or I don't feel that way,
or I can't get there. How do
that's
I do
fine.
it?
We can have a dialogue about it, and that's wonderful. But you're not judging me, and you're not saying no, you're wrong, or no, what you're saying is completely wrong, or what you're saying, you're fabricating the whole thing. That's what I can't take. Everyone is allowed to think and feel what they want. This is where you come to do that, and it's wonderful. It really is. I love it.
Welcome all the new listeners, the new family members.
Yes.
Kev, you're right, man. The last couple of days, the engagements just went up exponentially. More fun, more engaging. We're more engaging. I feel more, I don't know, reach outable and touchable, weird shit.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's easier to connect now.
The connections are there. We got to keep this momentum going. We got to keep it very high, right? Once we start rolling this ball, right, the world could collapse around us. We're going to walk through this together.
Yeah.
While we're walking through it, it's in a way of creation. While everything else could fall apart, it could just fall away. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. It's crazy. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, we're going to walk through this. And that's metaphorically or literally, depending on your situation and your perception. I love you guys so much.
Yeah, we do. We love you.
I want to give a shout out to Aaron. Aaron's about to start a show, Expanded Understanding. We're about to run this one into the ground. We want you to go over there and
go
check
watch
out
your
Aaron
show.
and Zach.
I mean,
I'm going to come over there in a little while as well.
Yeah.
We're going to all have fun. I'm a fan of all of you that do your own stuff. I listen all the time. I don't say something sometimes. I listen. And then one day I jump in and look, he's been there the whole time. You are fresh, new, and exciting to me.
Yeah, that's how we feel. We like hearing all of this stuff. We like hearing how you're doing, hearing how you're succeeding, waking up, learning, putting this stuff, testing it, just science and test it and see what works and what doesn't work. We love it. We're off?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to post.
Okay. I didn't know what.
I'm going to post up Aaron's show in the room just so you guys can see it.
Okay.
Wait, how am I on? All right, here's his channel.
What is? Oh, is that the? It's 11:11.
It's 11:11. So we'll end the show with a quick little meditation. Thank you guys so much. I am grateful for each and every one of you. As I breathe in, it's all the beautiful, new, exciting energies brought forth by the universe that I pull in. And as I release that breath, I blow out everything unnecessary. And within that comes the new creation that comes out of me. It comes out of us. Take a deep breath with me right now. Let's enhance the grid. Let's calm this place down. Let's just send out calm and understanding to the world. Compassion and understanding. It's 11:11. Ground in. Rock your grid section. This is your safe, sacred space, and this is your time. It is your time now, and there's never been a better time than right now. Everybody stay fearless, and remember, the universe rewards bravery. I love you guys so much. See you over at Expanding Understanding, and peace out.
Put the